want to show you a really fun game that I like called The Silent Age. It's an interesting story. It's a well-written story in that it is written very well from the point of view of the fallible narrator, who is the gentleman that you can see in this icon right here. Well, I just pointed to it, but you can't see my finger. So, you can see it. As you can see, to the left of that I have Bastion. If anybody wants me to play that, I will. I love it. It's beautiful and it sounds great. But I feel like enough people play Bastion and do Let's Plays of it that, I can do some other stuff. Maybe stuff that's iOS specific, like The Silent Age. I know a couple people requested that I continue with Yearwalk, but the fact is that I'm a big ol' wuss. A gigantic wuss, absolutely enormous. It's really embarrassing, I'm sorry. So I'm not going to be playing it tonight because it's night and I will have bad dreams and nightmares and then I won't sleep well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play The Silent Age. At some point we will also play Journey Down, which is a fantastic game. It seems a little weird right now. I'm a little put off just because I think in one of their updates they pushed through, it accidentally knocked the voice tracks off from the speaking animations, and it's very distracting for me. That sort of thing drives me nuts. So anyway, without further ado, let's go to The Silent Age. The house is on fire? That sounds like a personal problem. Well, fuck you, I don't want to. I mean, I actually do. I'm having issues understanding audio. Whatever. Okay. So The Silent Age is a game that I have played through before. It's really, really interesting. It seems like it's going to be very scary. When I was playing through it, I was petrified. But it's actually pretty enjoyable, even for big old cowards like me. So, let's see. So we're going to start at the start, which is the present. It looks like just another Tuesday as Joe sweeps down the floors of the anonymous, cold office hallways. Then he notices the note. A meeting with the brass? Little does he know that today is about to take a very dramatic turn. "1965. That explains a lot about our main character. And our world. This is Joe. "1968. This is still Joe, somewhere. I think he's the one on the middle left looking up. 1969. Oh, there's Joe again. Joe clearly does not have good luck. And as you play the game, you will see that it is unfortunately 1971. Not unfortunately that it's 1971. It's unfortunately not just that he's unlucky. Joe is a very nice man. But anyway, so this is a really good example of a story that took a character that has a flaw, certainly a flaw of some sort, 1972, in terms of what we expect of our main characters, and developed him, not despite that flaw, but because of that flaw, into what I think is a very lovable person. Definitely someone that you enjoy playing as and always want to hear what he has to say on stuff. Okay. 2,000 pounds maximum. Clearance level 5. No exit from Science Labs 2 and 3 prior to decontamination. Sounds pretty serious. It's a red access card reader. It uses flat cards instead of keys. This company is full of modern technology like that. Gasp. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, putting us on pause. Oh, continue. Whoops. Anyway, the music is really good. The sounds are really good. Ooh, it's very atmospheric. And as you can tell, even though the art is a little non-conventional, it definitely makes up for it by sheer style. It's my office. It says so in permanent marker right underneath the supply room sign. Oh, Joe. There's a sticky note near the door. It says, Joe, Mr. Hill wants to see you. Frank. Okay, well, let's go into our office, which doesn't have a placard on it. Oh, that's right. Let's see. Huh. Well, no light. I should change the bulb. Well, lucky for you, Joe, I can see a bulb right there. The last one? You should talk with your inventory manager about that. Let's see. Oh, look at my lovely office. Yes, it's one of those thick rubber gloves used for cleaning things in the labs. Borax, citric acid, eye wash, bleach, and hand soap. Some of the labels have peeled off, but I keep them in alphabetical order, so that's okay. What? It's a mix of detergents and things I found in the offices. B-E-B. I'm not sure that you do keep those in alphabetical order, Joe, but as long as you remember which is which. Walk to the blue access card. It's the access card for the management floor. Ooh, fancy. Let's see. Walk to the coffee table. I found this out back after last year's summer party. Perfectly good table, just left out in the rain. I got that baby cleaned up real good and installed it in here. It's the good chair. It's where Frank sits. He's been here a good deal longer than I have, so he has privileges. It's my chair. Frank has the good one. Oh, Joe, you're a nice guy. Clearly some things have gone missing from the wall. I'm trying to remember if that's ever really addressed, but anyway. It's my award. I got it for helping out one of the lab assistants downstairs after he mishandled some barrels. I agreed to keep them here. The award ceremony was sort of unofficial, and I was told to keep the plaque in my office so no one would get jealous. Well, Joe, that's definitely why, yep. These barrels were brought in here about a year ago. I don't mind them. I have plenty of space, and they hardly smell at all. So, in case you're not picking up on this, in which case you seem to be on par with Joe, Joe is not very bright. Joe is beyond not very bright and into trusting on the equivalent of a Labrador, which is all well and good. 23rd floor offices. It's the top management floor where Mr. Hill's office is. So that would be all well and good, except that the world Joe lives in makes no room for people like him. It becomes very clear very quickly. So let's see. Red access card reader. So we have a blue card, and Mr. Hill did want to chat with us. So let's use our card with this reader. Yes, you will. I love that noise. Permission to enter the bridge, sir? And also, I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I am recovering from a cold that I got from being away. Sorry. So, I sound a little... Let's see. Walk to card reader. It's got buttons, but I don't know the codes. Besides, it's already unlocked. The title reads, Into It. Must be French. It's some kind of... I'm almost afraid of calling it a square, because it's obviously something deeper, but that's what it looks like, a square. The title reads, The Gestalt of Saturn Veiled. Just looks like a couple of colored boxes to me. It's a common rhododendron. I'm not a botanist or anything, but I used to have one at home that came with a little name tag. I'm not sure that is a rhododendron, but whatever. Oh, there you are, sweetie. Mr. Hill is expecting you. Just walk right in. What's the matter, sugar? Got your tongue? Just get your honey in there. And not only is Joe equivalent of a Labrador Retriever in terms of his innate trust and good nature, unfortunately, he is also very, very shy. It looks like someone dumped an urn in there. I could have sworn I emptied it this morning. He has a very lively internal monologue, though. Or internal dialogue. The trash can is almost full. I'll empty it later. You can tell he's a diligent, nice guy. Yes, we like our Joe. I'm thinking of installing some more clocks myself. Add a bit of class to my office. Although I'm not sure I would ever need to know what the time in Tokyo or Berlin is. Maybe I should just install an extra one for Albuquerque. Now, here's a really silly question, but Copenhagen, Bruxelles, and Amsterdam, are those in different time zones? And I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. I honestly just don't know, but I think that's a clever little joke that the developers have put in. I have no idea what this graph represents, but whatever it is, it seems to be going well. Perhaps too well. So let's go and see. Ooh, walk to the window. I've never been one for heights, but behind these thick panes of glass, I can sort of appreciate the view. It's our president. Honest Richard, I call him. I think it will catch on. That's Nixon. Like I said, Joe is a man of trust. Even the ashtray looks expensive. One nation under God. Huh. You can usually tell success by the amount of phones people keep on their desks. I don't have a desk. I just realized that's a red phone. And I presume most people know this, but just in case you don't, back before cell phones and iPads and that sort of thing were even a thing, red phones were clearly used in movies. I don't know if they were actually ever used in real life, to indicate an emergency line, often between something like, for example, the head of the USSR and America during the Cold War, or, in this case, probably the president and this man, which intimates something very upsetting about this company.